Hello everyone, we are Molly and Esther. Thank you for taking the time to listen to a talk through of our EPS poster about how failure to account for extrinsic noise leads to suboptimal information integration. Humans are said to near optimally weight information during their perceptual judgments when they flexibly weight cues available to them based on their respective reliability or level of uncertainty. It has been suggested that the human perceptual system may not be able to account for all types of uncertainty, accounting for evidence of suboptimality seen in the literature. This project attempted to further investigate this by measuring how participants weight visual cues with intrinsic only and intrinsic plus extrinsic noise alongside prior information to find a hidden location.
In the basic structure of the task, participants were shown a visual cue, which was a 4-dot cloud with each dot presented one at a time. With the use of the visual cue, participants were tasked with submitting an estimation of where they believed the true hidden location to be. To encourage the learning of these cues, they would receive trial-by-trial feedback. The 4 visual cues presented were either corrupted with intrinsic-only noise or intrinsic plus extrinsic noise, with both low and high variability. For intrinsic-only cues, the true hidden location was the centroid or the mean position of the 4 dots. For intrinsic plus extrinsic cues, the true hidden location would now be shifted from the mean centroid position by a value drawn from a normal distribution of mean 0 and the extrinsic variance, which is calculated for each participant by determining their residual variance from their use of the low and high intrinsic-only cues. To test whether participants would optimally weight the different cues, they were introduced to 2 priors, narrow and wide, in the last 2 blocks of the experiment, with all 4 of the visual cues interleaved. Participants were required to weight the visual and prior information depending on their respective reliability to localize the hidden object.
Results of this project confirm the hypothesis that observers are insensitive to extrinsic noise. The graphs centered here visualize the weight that was placed on the sensory visual cue during both prior blocks. There was found to be a significant difference between the weight placed on the low and the high intrinsic only cues, with participants putting more weight onto those with low intrinsic noise. This is shown through the comparison between the bars on the left and on the right of the graph. There was no significant difference found between the weight participants put on the visual cue, whether extrinsic noise was absent or present. This is shown through a comparison between the magenta bars and the cyan bars. The black dots visible on the graph represent the weight placed on the visual cue by the ideal optimal observer. Our results show that performance was further from optimal when using visual cues with intrinsic and extrinsic noise in comparison to intrinsic-only cues.
In conclusion, observers did not weight the intrinsic-only visual cues and intrinsic plus extrinsic visual cues differently, despite the added uncertainty of extrinsic noise. This suggests a greater inability to fully account for extrinsic noise, shown by a further away from optimal performance when compared to that of intrinsic noise. Thank you very much for listening. We hope you found the poster interesting. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us using the contact details provided.